All right, so there's guys out there who may completely break their self-improvement routine the night before. Maybe they had a bunch of things they committed to and then they didn't commit to them, so they write down on a paper the night before, "Oh, starting tomorrow, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to make sure I meditate, I do this at this time, do this at this time." Then they go to sleep and they wake up and they may stay consistent with their new plan for like a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But sooner or later, they slip up, they fall back to their old ways, and the cycle just repeats. And when they look at their life 6 months, 12 months down the line, they realize they haven't accomplished anything they wanted to accomplish. Whereas there's other guys out there who set out for a goal and they seem to accomplish it with ease. I'm going to talk about the difference here specifically. I'll talk about the one thing that completely changed my self improvement journey and actually allowed me to get results. I've been on self improvement for a long time. For most of it, I was kind of just banging my head against the wall, not getting any results. And this advice, I'm not saying it's like the best advice out there or something, but for me, truly, I feel like I would have made little to no progress without it. This totally changed my life. This is the advice I'm about to share is what helped me get in great shape. It's what helped me get a high paying job. And I truly believe if you apply this, it will change your life as well. So I really hope this helps you out. And without further ado, let's dive into it. I remember clearly I was doing the insanity workouts in my basement, right? This is like way back in the day, a few years ago. And then I'm in my basement. I have my laptop open. I'm doing these insanity workouts. And then what I would also do is I would go play basketball with my friends, like. And then also I had this one friend who went to the gym, and every once in a while I'd go to the gym with him, and he'd be doing his full workout. He had everything tracked. I would just like BS, pick up some dumbbells, that's it, and then go home. Right. The point I'm trying to make here is I had this basically no structure to my gym routine. I was just like, oh, let's just do a bunch of cardio. Let's do this so I can get abs. And I just want abs. And my way of getting abs was, again, just doing a bunch of random things, not tracking anything, not being meticulous with anything. And unsurprisingly, this got me no results. So one day I came across the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, right? And the long and short of the book is that you sit down and you really think about, okay, what is the one thing that if that was to change my life, all the other concerns and, that I have in my life, those would either be less important or not relevant at all. And then I sat and I really thought to myself, what is that one thing? Right. And for me, it was fitness, because I was so deeply insecure of myself. My dating life was absolutely horrific. I felt like, someone being attracted to me was basically a miracle. I didn't like anything about my face physically or anything like this. So I was like, okay, getting in great shape would change my life in every aspect. It will allow me to be more confident in social situations, in career situations, dating situations, whatever it may be. So I know this will change my life. So then that's what I did. I said, okay, even if I do nothing else productive all day, I'm going to stay consistent with my workout routine. I'm going to stay consistent with my nutrition. And this really changed the game for me, because, again, before it was like I'd make this plan, oh, meditate at this time, do this at this time, do this at this time. And I had like 10 different things on my to-do list, right? And if I slipped up on one, I'll be like, oh, I slipped up on this, whatever. We'll just continue tomorrow, right? And then I wouldn't do the rest of the things. And what this would lead to was a lot of inconsistency. And when I just filtered it down to, I just need to do this one thing, right? That completely changed the game. Now I only had one thing to do in the whole day. And if I did that, that's a successful day, right? So I would knock that out and I would consider that a successful day. And this is the only reason I was able to achieve my goal physique. Before this, I had tried so many times, different diets, all that, and I could never stay consistent with it. And when I just filtered it down to, okay, I don't care if I do nothing else all day, this has to be done. This is my one thing, right? When I did that, that's when I finally started seeing results, right? Now, part of the issue here is in the self-improvement community, this idea is perpetuated almost that more is better, right? Where it's like, oh, you got to get up at this time in the morning, do your gratitude journaling, then you got to meditate here, then you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you just get overwhelmed, right? At least I got overwhelmed with like these 20 different things I had to do every single day, right? And that just didn't fit with my personality, didn't work with how I work, right? So I took that thought through way out the window, and I think these standards that are being put on us, oh, do this at this time, do this at this time. Frankly, if I'm being honest, I don't even think most of these creators themselves are staying that consistent, right? They present what I believe is they present the best case scenario, and how often they follow it, well, that's very questionable, and most of them don't really share that, right? So again, just being consistent with one majorly impactful thing will have a humongous difference in your life rather than overwhelming yourself with so many tasks, right? At least that was my experience. Now, the next thing I remember is, again, this was the first time in my life, by the way, this fitness goal was the first time in my life where I had accomplished any goal, Right before that, I had a horrible academic track record. I was a terrible high school student, didn't graduate high school on time, terrible college student. I failed a college course as well. Other than that, I was average. So there was nothing in my life that showed that I could commit to something, and fitness was kind of that first thing. And on top of that, following this one thing principle was the thing that really allowed me to switch my train of thought and finally accomplish a goal that I set out to accomplish. So I took the same train of thought. I was like, okay, I took this one thing. I worked hard at it. I've achieved my goal physique. Where do we go from here? Well, my career sucks, right? I want to improve my career because at that time, what was going on? I had just graduated with a criminology degree. And I was like, I don't want to be a police officer working overtime and working night shifts and all that, just to not even get paid that much. So I was looking for different career options, and that's when I came across software engineering. It has good work-life balance, has good pay. So I was like, okay, let's try this out, right? And I took that same train of thought. On December 2019, I said to myself, I don't care if I do nothing else productive all day. My computer science work, my coding work has to be done. I started to pursue a second degree in computer science, right? And within a year and a half, right, by August of 2021, I had a six-figure job offer on the table. I went from dead broke to having a six-figure job offer on the table with the same mindset, right? So I'm not kidding when I say this mindset changed my life. It really did. Without it, before I tried many times, wake up at this time, do this at this time, just couldn't do it. Always get overwhelmed. I always would slip up, right? And part of the issue here is, that there's this train of thought, right? That, oh yeah, you gotta be hustle culture, bro. You gotta work hard, bro. Gotta grind, bro. It's a real masculine men work all day, bro. Like, no, take that thought, throw it way out the window. We don't listen to those people. They put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. Look, again, there's two things there. One, when I was doing that, it was very difficult to stay consistent with it. But two, self-improvement, I believe, should be personal. So for like a gratitude journaling and all that, I'm not saying these don't have positive effects on your life. Of course they do. But it's like, try those things out, figure out what is it out of that that's actually helping you get to your goal. If you want to get to like your career goal, right? And there's a self-improvement thing in the schedule of like journaling, right? It's like, I didn't journal at all and I got to my career goal. So it's like, we got to think about which tasks are actually moving the needle and which tasks are maybe minimally or not even moving the needle. And the tasks that are minimally or not even moving the needle, let's just throw them to the side. If we do them, great. But they shouldn't be like this must to do on our to-do list, right? That's all I'm saying. So again, just focusing on one thing. To this day, I apply this principle wherever I can. Right, it really helps me not get so stressed out and overwhelmed with things, and it helps me nail down the goal that I need to accomplish, and helps me get it done. Now, I just want to end this video off by saying, hey, be kind to yourself throughout the self-improvement process. Look, when I started, right, again, I had a horrific background all throughout, in terms of never being disciplined with anything, never sticking with anything, right? So I didn't believe in myself one bit. Like, that's just real shit. And I already talked about like how insecure I was, and still I work through my anxieties, insecurities, etc. Right? And throughout that whole time, I was very, very hard on myself. Right? Throughout the fitness journey and the career side. Right? I was so hard on myself because anytime I'd slip up, I'd just start like beating myself up. Oh, you effing this! You can't even do this! You can't even do that! Because that's just how I felt about myself. I was like, look, I have no track record of ever accomplishing anything. I'm basically like this pathetic little thing that can't accomplish a goal. And that was my self-image of myself. That's how I thought of myself. And that was perpetuated with everything I did. So when I would fail a PR, when I wouldn't get a mark on an assignment that I wanted to, I started beating myself up and, start feeling guilty and all that. And, I hope I can at least invite you, if you struggle with similar thing, to not treat yourself like that, to give it a try, especially with guilt. Guilt is very, very useless, right? At least it was in my experience, because I would feel guilty. Let's say I didn't study at the time or the amount of hours that I'd set out for the day. I'd feel guilty about it, and like nothing productive would come out of it. It would have been a lot more productive for me to be like, okay, I didn't do my hours today. Why did that happen? Okay, let's think about that. Okay, how can I avoid that in the future, right? And also just being nicer to yourself and forgiving yourself over little hiccups, right? Of course, this journey is not going to be perfect. No journey to success in any goal is perfect, right? You're going to make 1,000,001 mistakes. Everyone does, right? But when I would feel guilty about it, like, oh my God, why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. And do I even want this goal? I'm not even putting in the hard work. And, and I just feel guilty. And then I'd start reaching out to vices to numb the pain. But in terms of an actual productivity increase, there was none of that with guilt. Guilt, basically, at least what it did for me, it makes you think you're doing something productive because you're beating yourself up and it's like, oh, this is productive because then I won't do this again, but I would do it again. So clearly it wasn't working. It was just me making myself feel like shit for however long, because I felt that was like, oh, I deserve to be punished now because I slipped up. It's like, no, take a deep breath, be kind to yourself throughout this process. Be proud of yourself every single day you show up, keep it positive. I know it sounds corny, keep it positive, all that, but I really found that this is what's helped me, make life more enjoyable. So now I'm not beating myself up over every little thing. It's helped me on my self-esteem and that side as well, which I've talked about in other videos. But also I found it to be more productive as well towards actually reaching the goal, right? So be kind to yourself. Again, be proud of yourself every single day you show up, because a lot of people will start the self-improvement stuff. Not a lot will see it through till the end. And if you're showing up day in, day out, I'm confident you'll achieve your goal, right? So every day you show up is just one more step towards, if it's like a loading bar towards 100%, it's just 1 more percent you're adding to that loading bar. And in no time, you'll get to 100% and knock your goal out of the park. Now, I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine you take this advice, you run with it. And now your dating life is improving day by day because you realized, at least if you were in a similar situation to me, where you're like, okay, my dating life sucks. What can I do to improve it? You figured out the one thing you can do, and you're just hammering that down and working hard at it and seeing major improvements, right? Your money is improving day by day because maybe your one thing is, okay, I need to improve my career, right? So you find, okay, what's the one thing I can do to improve my career? Again, you hammer that goal, and your money is growing day by day. And most importantly, as you've seen yourself improve, as you've seen yourself accomplish things that you never thought possible, right, that you didn't previously think possible, your confidence in yourself is improving day by day, because that's just one thing I want to say. Look, again, I had such horrible self-esteem and just such a negative perception of myself that I never thought I'd be able to accomplish the goals I've accomplished. Now I look back at them, I'm like, oh, that was kind of, that wasn't even that difficult. That's how I genuinely feel about it. And now I realize my potential is so much more, right? So if you're in a similar situation, trust me, your potential is a lot higher than you think it is. I'm not trying to give you like a corny motivational talk. You'll see it for yourself in due time. Keep on putting in the work, and your confidence will increase day by day, and you'll see that what I was saying was indeed true, right? Look, ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life. So please come join the community. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok in the description, also somewhere here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe, just to be transparent with what I'm trying to do here. I like my job. It pays well and everything, but I have a lot more passion for YouTube than I have for my job, if I'm just being completely honest. And, my dream life would basically be I do YouTube in the morning, do my martial arts in the evening, and that would be, an incredible life, a dream life, right? So please like, comment, subscribe, support all that. That'll all help make my dream a reality. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.